It's another parenting dilemma. Dear Kim, I would appreciate your insight into my parenting challenge. My daughter, who's 21, acts like she hates me, unless it's nighttime. She doesn't want my opinion or my advice. When she's home, we live in her great-grandparents' house. She wants me to sleep in her room because she feels the house is haunted. She will tell me something, and then when I ask a question, she'll say, "That's why I don't talk to you." This honestly hurts my feelings so bad because I wonder at times if she really loves me. She's always been a much more mentally mature person than others her age. She has a lot of common sense. At times she acts like she is supposed to be in charge of me and like she's the mom. She can be very hard-headed and has always been saying, "It's my life, let me live it and make my own mistakes." This relationship with my daughter has led me to feeling depressed at times. I've dealt with depression for years and I'm honest with my kids that I can't help it. I am taking medication. I recently found out I've been through menopause, though I didn't know it at the time. Looking back, I guess that was when my depression was worse and my patience with my kids was very thin. I hollered a lot. I'm a school teacher and known as the calm one at school. Unfortunately, I let it all out on my kids when I got home. At night is when she wants to talk. I tell myself that if she really hated me, she wouldn't want to talk to me even at night, right? Several thoughts here. The first being the 80-20 rule. I've talked about it in other videos. But as our kids progress through the teen and certainly into their young adult years, we need to be listening 80% of the time and talking only 20% of the time. Our time for talking is past. So listening to understand rather than to, it sounds like maybe even ask a question in her case. When you ask questions, she says, "This is why I don't talk to you." I think what she's trying to say to you is that she just needs someone to listen and hold space for her feelings, which as a parent, believe me, I understand, can be very difficult because we want to ask questions, we want to learn more, but too many questions and they get kind of pissy, right? So just listen. You're just there. Or maybe even ask if you don't know for sure, just say, "Do you just want me to listen? Because are you looking for my advice?" Definitely be asking at this point if she's looking for your advice before you offer that. And while it's hard to hear at times, her saying to you, "I need to make my own mistakes," is true. She does. As much as we love our kids and we want to protect them from any unhealthy choices or mistakes that they might make, if you look back at your own life, this is exactly when we learned and we grew as individuals, is when we made choices that sometimes were very painful, the consequences of those choices. But that's when we learn. That's when we become resilient and build grit and build strength. And that is what we want for our kids. So as difficult as it is at times to hear that she needs to make her own mistakes, it's really important as a mom that you honor that. Next, I want to mention the fact that you talk about having had depression and that while you were going through menopause, which you didn't know you were going through at the time, you can tell looking back that it was much worse and your patience with your kids was very thin. I think awareness and acceptance of that, as well as an acknowledgement to both of your kids about that, is super important. Hey, I can't go back, I can only move forward. But I realize that during these years when I was going through something I didn't know I was going through at the time, I was very patient with my students at school, but came home often and took it out on you. And I'm very sorry that I did that. Acknowledging our mistakes with our kids can go really far. So please do contemplate doing that. My kids too like to talk at night, which is amazing because we can be home together all day in the same space and they have their earbuds in and they're not paying any attention to me at all. And at night they aren't willing to talk. Some nights they're not even willing to talk then. And yes, I can go to bed feeling kind of sad as a mom, like, what kind of loser am I? My kids don't even want to share their day with me. But then I realized that, hey, I'm available to them. They know that they can come and talk to me, and I am not going to make it about me. So start thinking about, when are you making a situation with your kids about you, and it's really not about you. They're just doing what they're supposed to be doing, and that is growing up. Do I wish I was closer with my own daughter, who's not 21 but 17? Absolutely. I thought we would be. But I also am not willing to give up or spend my time feeling really sad and sorry about that. I'm just going to remain constant and available and be able to hold the space for her when she is willing. And I think that as moms, that's really sometimes the best that we can do. I hope that was helpful for you. And listen, if there are other moms out there that have similar experience that want to drop in the comments a positive additional thing that I didn't think of, please go ahead and do that. Let's give this mom some encouragement.